Unity North Band, jamming our way into February. Thank you, guys. How's everybody doing this morning? It's weird. I've been gone for 2 weeks, but you've been gone for 2 weeks as well. Like, I miss you, but we all missed each other. Oh my goodness, my friends, let's take this love that is in the air, that is always in the air in this beautiful place, and we're gonna take it into a moment of prayer. So as our friends are taking their seats, let's take a breath and exhale with resolve. As today, we are getting ahead of it is the title of our message, and we know that getting ahead of it takes resolve and it takes intentionality. And so we breathe in that resolve, and this time we'll exhale strength. Let's exhale the strength that it takes to follow a vision, and with that strength comes courage that is supported in this community. And one last inhale, let us inhale love, and also exhale love for others. And we know that love means that I am worth it. Love means that you are worth it. Love means that we are worth it. Together we are worth the intentionality and the strength and the courage that it takes to have a vision, to follow through with that vision. Together, let us say amen.
Amen.
And Ashe.
So before she leaves, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, this was Danielle Wright. And now after her little brief vacation and honeymoon, this is now Danielle Agramante. We celebrate the love that this woman is now sharing with a partner. We're so excited. And yes, we did miss you, but we missed being here. I feel like it's a great homecoming. So we didn't have much ice or snow here in the parking lot, but I understand you guys had a lot of it, yes? Wherever we happen to be, in this room or another room or at home, safe and sound, whatever happens to be going on, we know that the Holy Presence is moving within us. Who would be okay if something stirred within you today in such a way that life got better? So we begin our service up on our feet, if you are willing and able, with an invitation. Holy God, move in me, stir in me in such a way that something holy and beautiful happens this day. Put your hands together. Together we sing, Holy God, move in me. Come on, Unity, sing it out. Holy God, move in me, that you may know my faith, and I may know your grace. Holy God, move. That was a nice warm-up. Come on, let's sing it out from the top. Holy God, move in me. Holy God, move in me, that you may know my faith, and I may know your grace. Holy God, move in me. And that takes action. Put our faith there. I put my faith into action and know the good in all I see. I'm powerful beyond measure with an awesome God moving through me. Sing it out, Unity, come on. The invitation is being responded to. Come on. Holy God, move in me, that you may know my faith, that you may know my faith, and I may know your grace, and I may know your grace. Holy God, move in me. God's gonna move through us when you turn to your left and your right with a handshake or a hug, and let somebody know you're so grateful they are here this morning. And we're so grateful that those of you who are online are joining us today. And I hope you can feel the movement of spirit, of light and love that's happening here is being sent to each and every one of you. And we hope that you're sending it all back to us. And when we meet in the middle, something holy happens. Something good happens. Thanks for being a part of this, part of that co-creative process. those hugs and put our faith into action. Together we sing, I put my faith into action and know you're good in all. Other slide, there it is. I'm powerful beyond measure with an awesome God moving through me. One more shot at it. Holy God moving in me. Holy God moving in me. That you may know my faith and I may know your grace. Holy God moving me. Give yourselves a round of applause. You sound amazing this morning.
You may be seated, friends. So, one of the ways that we put our faith into action at Unity North is through our prayer chaplains. They see us at our highest and best selves. They see us moving forward in positivity and light. And so we are so thankful for all of the love that they have for us, whether we're in the space, whether we're online, and also being available for prayer before and after service. That is something special. So never hesitate to approach someone with a prayer shawl on and ask for prayer through celebration, prayer through a hard time. They are here for us. We've got a fantastic service, lots of things going on. Today we have Richard and Ray McCaffrey singing today, so you know we're in for a really good time. Looking forward to that. This is a great time to take out your phone to take a picture of this slide. Yes, all of these things are on the website and in the app, but they're also right in front of you, so feel free to take a pic while I highlight a few things. Today, we have a town hall directly after service, and I do mean directly after service. So service ends, you go in the lobby and sign in so we know who's here and come right back in here so we can start our town hall. So again, right after service today. We have a prayer vigil on Valentine's Day, February 14th. That starts at 10:30. It is both in the sanctuary and online via the website, the app, YouTube, Facebook. We've made it super convenient for all of us to join in. And that same day, again, Valentine's Day, the Women's Circle is moving to 12 o'clock on this day. So all of our ladies can do the prayer vigil, and then at 12 o'clock, come on in for the Women's Circle. Just a business note that tax statements were emailed. Remember to check your spam folder just in case. You can also access them through your Church Center app, or you can call the office, the Church Center account is what I meant to say. You can also call the office if needed, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And the last announcement that I have, we have a special announcement coming up from YOU in our village, but the last announcement that I have is that we have a leadership meeting on February 24th at 7 o'clock. That leadership meeting is for all ministry leads, team leads, group leads. We've got some important stuff that we want to go over. So leadership meeting, February 24th at 7. And now to hear for some other lovely voices in our community, please welcome Sarah Michelle Bloodsworth and Elijah.
Hi there.
It's on. I think it's on.
Hi there. Hi. I am used to smaller rooms.
A little bit closer.
Take Danielle's mic.
Hi there. I am used to smaller rooms and smaller people. I'm Sarah Michelle, your Youth and Family Coordinator. This morning, Tara Abundance, our lead YOU sponsor, is actually on the Uniteens retreat. She wishes she could be up here to introduce this fabulous teen because she's so proud of him, but I am here to introduce Elijah, and before I hand the mic over, I would also like to remind you that there is a table in the back for our volunteer enrollment. If you are interested in working with teens, children, or anyone in between, come and learn more in the back. All right, here's Elijah. He's going to share about his experience at the YOU Leadership Rally a few weeks ago in Savannah.
Hey. What's up, everyone? You doing all right?
Good.
Great, amazing, great. All right, so I'll be giving you my personal experience about the rally and how I felt, and yeah. So when I first arrived at the rally, I felt somewhat kind of like, I don't know what's like that word, but it was just a lot for me because I didn't know anyone, I would say. So, just socializing with other people just felt like too much for me. But thankfully, everyone is literally like a ball of light. Like, I don't know what's with these people, but they're like balls of light, balls of lights of energies, all right? All over the place. They're like, hey, lights, hey. Yeah. All that. And I'm like, okay, whoa. But I do appreciate their hospitality. And they're pretty amazing people, so I'll tell you that. But thankfully, we were able to learn about leadership because in order to be a good leader, you would also need to be a great follower. So that's what I learned throughout this trip. And I just love personally how organized these presentations worked because we were able to, work with each other and we were given roles because we were also preparing to serve for the Savannah of Unity, I believe. So that's what we spent the past 2 days doing as well. And we were able to play some amazing games as well. So, I mean, yeah, it was great. And yeah, I just want to personally thank everyone for, supporting me, especially Miss Tara, Mr. John, and the rally members. I felt very welcomed, and I really do thank everyone for supporting me throughout this entire journey.
Thank you, Elijah, so much. Balls of light and energy. I think that describes us pretty well, both downstairs and upstairs, right? And I think, Sarah Michelle, am I right that there's childcare during the town hall? So bring your little ball of light downstairs while us big balls of lights are upstairs. There's another huge ball of light, another amazing ministry that is ready to step forward, and they want to welcome our newcomers. So our welcome team is coming forward. Anyone who is here for the very first time, we not only have light and love to share with you, but we have welcome packets. And those welcome packets have Let's Connect cards on them. You can fill them out with the pen that's in the seat pocket in front of you. You can scan the QR code and get connected with us this way, but we don't want to miss this opportunity for you to become part of this amazing family. So if you're here for the very first time, we would love to share a little Unity North love. Can you raise your hand nice and high in the air for us? And keep it up till you get a welcome packet. Welcome packets are coming your way. Keep your hand up. We are so happy to have you here in service today. And normally I would invite you to come downstairs after service, but we're going to be up here for our town hall meeting. There's still coffee downstairs and a town hall meeting. All of the things are happening. So if you didn't get a packet yet, keep your hand up. One is coming. And thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Danielle. And so Elijah has recognized that we are all balls of light, of energy, of truth, of spirit, of God being, whatever you want to call it. It matters less what you call it, and more that you have a working relationship with it as you. We do that through meditation here in Unity. I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath, and let's begin to cultivate a deeper relationship with the light that chose to do business as you individually and as us collectively. I'm going to switch to this microphone to sing. Let's recognize as we meet at the altar of love that it is a partnership with the infinite. Take a deep, deep cleansing breath and release anything that would keep you from being the love that you are, from being the love that chose to do business as you. And let's sing this beautiful song into our time of stillness and quiet. Kind friends all gather round. There's something I would say, that what brings us together here has blessed us all today. Love has made a circle that holds us all inside, where strangers are as family and loneliness can't hide. As the lights come down, let's give ourselves to love. Give yourself to love. If love is what you're after, open up your heart to the tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. For the subconscious mind, let's sing that chorus one more time. Together we sing, give yourself to love. If love is what you're after, open up your heart to tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. And on the exhale, allow yourself to come to the altar of love itself, a presence known by many names. But here we know together collectively that we are safe. And we hear love's sweet presence and voice speak within us. First, we must know love. But that's only half of the equation. For love is active. So that which we know, visualize yourself in this now moment acting upon. That which we remember, visualize yourself and us as a community actively involved in blessing the earth, the people of the earth, and all of the creatures of the earth. Feel deeply, sense and know deeply in the stillness that the knowing requires action. See that action and the effects of that action. Love is the most powerful force on the planet. And gathering at this altar is not just a one-time deal on a Sunday, but it is the requirement met every day, every sunrise and every sunset, remembering truth. Love is what we are. Love is what everybody in this room is. And although it may be covered up in places and times and experiences, love is what is the source and the expression of all creation. So once again, take a deep breath and begin to look beneath the surface of creation to that which might be hidden, and to know that that is our job. And to know that our job is then to put love into the field through our bodies, our words, our actions, and our participation. And when enough of us do this, love finds itself. Love finds its home. And love finds the other cells, all vibrating at that high awareness. and healing happens through collective action. Collective commitment to not waver in the path of love before us. Let us fall into the silence and the stillness with the prayer on our lips and in our mind, love, have your way with me, and I will use you to heal in the silence.
We walk along the ocean and marvel at the sand. Each grain has its purpose, all in the master plan. The stars are mystery, whose light at last arrived. They burned away long ago, sending us their light. We watch the fires burning, we sit just out of reach. The ancients did the same, they let the embers teach. Their wisdom in the ashes that lay in morning's alight. The smoke of their spirits flew into the sky. Look up and see the sky. Look down into the water. All you need is time, but we've not been a barter. At the mercy of our innocence, we dare to look ahead. If we're Earth's only purpose, it's not quite finished yet. We wander at the moon and stare into the ocean. Still we don't look down, fixing what is broken. Deep in the stars, our ancestors conceal. Who we really are is yet to be revealed. Look up and see the sky. Look down into the water. All we need is time, but we've not been a barter. At the mercy of our innocence, we dare to look ahead. If we're Earth's only purpose, it's not quite finished yet. We wonder how our lives will end, and another life will begin. the sky. Look down into the water. All we need is time, but we've nothing to barter. At the mercy of our innocence, we dare to look ahead. If we're Earth's only purpose, it's not quite finished yet. Look up and see the sky. Look down into the water. All we need is time, and we've nothing to barter. At the mercy of our innocence, we dare to look ahead. If we're Earth's only purpose, it's not quite finished yet.
Ray McCaffrey. And I want you to know, as beautiful as that singing and that flute playing was, that song was written by our own Will Hodge. I felt like my Irish roots were coming to life in there. It felt so good. You know, the earth, as the song talks about, is not done. It's in a constant state of evolution. Do you recognize that? How often do we stop and pause and go, what's happening us around us, the trees, the soil, the sky, all of it is moving and stirring in a great pattern of creation and evolution, yes? And some of us are cooperating with that, and some of us are not cooperating with it. The earth is holy. The earth is holy, and it's moving and stirring in such a way that it's extending a great invitation for us to participate, just as love is calling us to participate. And so many of us are waiting for evolution, waiting for enlightenment, and we're sitting alone going, why doesn't somebody do something? Why doesn't somebody act? Why can't there be more love on the planet? Why can't the earth be healed? Well, the trees are screaming at us, God sent somebody. God, love, sent you. I'm going to tell a number of stories today that are all about that, but I invite you to keep that sense of proactivity, of co-creation, individually and collectively, that we have here as I tell these stories. Any baseball players in the room? No? Who do you got in the Super Bowl? Maybe that's a better question. You know, last time I rooted for a team on the Super Bowl, I lost 3 members because I rooted for the wrong team. But go Seattle. Yes, a few of you are like, okay, 3 or 4 of you just left the room. As a foster parent, I was a foster parent for many, many, many years. Susie and I had all kids, all manner of kids with all kinds of beautiful expressions of light that came through our home. And one of the things I did as a foster parent is I had a baseball team. And sometimes 9 kids would be on that baseball team. I was their coach. And we'd go out to the field, and there was various degrees of talent, if you will, on the field. And anybody who's played baseball knows, where do you put possibly the least gifted athletes on the baseball field in the field? Where do you put them? Right field. And I'm going to just ask you to keep right field in your mind. A lot of us are spiritually living in right field. No expectation that anything is going to happen, anything is going to be different. Well, let me introduce you to Robbie. Robbie had the most difficult family experience before she made it to our house. And she was not a gifted athlete, but she played right field. We'd gone through an entire season of baseball, and I think the ball came out to right field maybe twice for the whole season. A grounder, she picked it up and did her best to throw it in. She might have caught a fly, I don't know. But we were in the championship game because it was a very good team. And there was 2 outs. It was the bottom of the 7th. He only played 7 innings at that time. 2 outs, the bases had runners on it, and a kid came up. And where did the ball go? The pitcher threw it, hit the bat, bam, a towering towering fly ball out to right field. And it was going right to where Robbie was standing. All she had to do was put her mitt out, and it would have landed in the mitt. And everybody's screaming, "Catch the ball, Robbie. Put your mitt out there." And nobody could see what was going on, but she was keeping the mitt close to her chest, and she was looking very disconcerted. And things were coming out of her mitt and falling onto the ground. Well, she didn't get it. The center fielder came over and tried to throw him out at home, didn't make it. We lost a championship game. But we all had to know what was going on in right field. Well, we had a box of goodies and candies that was for the end of the game. Robbie decided somewhere around the fourth inning to get into the box, and so she was out in right field having candy, sucking on lollipops, just having a little party with no expectation the ball's ever coming out to right field until it does. A lot of us spiritually are living in right field with a mitt full of sweet ideas. Sweet visions, this is the dream that I could be living, not any expectation that it really is going to ever manifest until here comes the ball. And then we're caught with our pants down, if you will. We're caught going, I don't know what to do. The candy spills everywhere. We miss the fly ball, and we lose the game of the dream or the vision or the manifestation of how God chose to show up as you. You're not ready for it. Love chose to do business as you in right field, and you're not ready for it. I was taught as a baseball player to be on your toes, to be ready, to be poised, and to be eager for whatever's going to come, whether you're playing shortstop and the ball's there pretty much every play, or you're in right field. Sometimes it'll be inning 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing's coming out. That's usually when spiritual people go to sleep. I held an affirmation 10 years ago. It's wanting to manifest, but I've gone to sleep with a bunch of pretty sweet ideas, and all of a sudden, here it comes. And I'm not ready. Today's message is getting in front of it. Getting in front of it. Say that with me. Getting in front of it. I've been trying to deliver this message for the last 3 weeks. But luckily, we got in front of the great 2026 storms that you coated our parking lot with ice and snow. Not. But it's all about taking responsibility for the life that we're creating. You know, we think it's an easy job to just say an affirmation, say a prayer, and then life's going to unfold before us. It's not so easy. It's not for the faint of heart. It's getting in front of what life's going to throw at you, the good, the bad, and the not so good. Anybody ever get caught asleep? The good shows up and you're not ready for it. It's being prepared for whatever lies ahead of you, of us. Having a clear plan, a lived vision that has been lived on the inside in the realm of divine ideas long before it ever manifested on earth. Whatever life shows us, we are ready for it. We're poised, and the ball's coming to right field. We can do whatever it takes to catch it. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, let's put that scripture up there. I think we have it. Let's read it together. Without vision, the people will perish. Everything is created twice, first in mind and then in reality. What does it look like to catch a ball in right field? I've rehearsed it. I've seen it. I've visioned it. I've lived it. I've breathed it. Many people are waiting for the ball to show up, then to live it. Too late. You're not prepared. You're not ready. And then against I won't have you say that one because I'm going to sing that one. The Gospel of Joe Jackson. You can't get what you want till you know what you want. Now you can sing it with me. You can't get what you want till you know what you... Well, there's the big duh. Duh. But yet we're waiting for something to happen. Why doesn't somebody do something? Why is the good that I've been holding that I forgot about and it shows up and it's going right past you? You're not even seeing it. The center fielder is going to get the good. We teach in this unity movement that the mind is the mold and the life is the casting. Your mind is the mold, and it is the first step of creation. The life that you are living and are going to live in the future will be the casting. Thought is the womb of form. Say that with me. Thought is the womb of form. You are called to be the womb of creation, to live on the inside before it's ever manifested. We're so concerned about manifestation on the outside that we forget the most important step. I have to be living the divine idea first inside. I need to be taking actions based upon that which is already true within me. That means I am poised and ready. and not just a mitt full of sweet ideas that when life comes that I cannot catch it. Its envisioning becomes the pattern through which substance organizes itself. And I said this in a podcast with my friend Larry recently. You know, there are a lot of people praying, God, use me. Use me, God. And the very essence of reality, of God, of life, of love, it's praying back to us, use me. Use me. You're waiting around for somebody to bring the direction when the direction itself, the energy, the substance itself is saying, use me. Into your hands has been placed the ability to catch any dream, to catch any vision. But we've got a bunch of pretty ideas that we rehearse maybe once a week on a Sunday if we're lucky. The container is the baseball glove, and it is essential to living the life when it heads our way. Everything is born twice in consciousness, right? That's why there's two creation stories. First in mind, then in reality. First in consciousness, it must be a lived experience before it can be lived on the outside. That's basic new thought. And if that's the case, most of the world has got it all backwards. We're waiting for life to change before we change. We're waiting for circumstances out here to change before we change. That's completely and totally backwards. Why doesn't somebody do something? Why doesn't God do something? God is waiting for you to be the container, to be the vessel through which new life, new paradigms, and new ideas can manifest. We've got it all backwards. We're trying to live into a second creation, a second vision of creation, and we've neglected the first creation. The first step of creation. The future does not start out there. It never starts out there. It begins in here. So many of us are living in life in right field with our mitt full of pretty sweet ideas, and when the ball comes, we're not ready for it because we haven't lived it first. Anybody remember that study that was done many, many years ago? Basketball team. Divided the team into two, and half of the basketball players rehearsed over and over, making free throws, free throws, free throws. The other half of the team sat on the bench and meditated and visualized making free throws over and over and over again. At the end of the week, they came together. Guess which side made more free throws? The ones who had visioned it, who had lived it, the lived experience made more free throws than the ones who had actually been doing it. And I thought, how amazing would this earth be and this world be if it's a both and reality and not either or? That it was seeing it before it came. It was knowing it before it manifested. It was living into it before it happened. What I see happening in our country right now, and I see happening in our world, is we're just waiting for things to change on the outside before we change on the inside. And what's happened is a lot of stuff is spilling out that doesn't really need to be there. We've all heard the story 100 times, but it really bears repeating. If I'm walking down the hallway of my life and my existence with a cup of coffee in my hand, and somebody bumps into me, and coffee spills out all over the floor, who is responsible for the coffee spilling out on the floor? It's not the person who bumped into me. I spilled coffee because coffee is what I was carrying. And as I see the world today, we have not done the prep work for the bumping that's happening in the hallway. In our nation today, in our humanity, and on the earth today, we're carrying a lot of anger in a cup. And things are bumping up against us. I can blame the person who's bumping up against me. That's a very external reality. Or I can go, I spilled anger because that's what I was carrying. I spilled hatred because that's what I was carrying. I spilled vengeance because that was what was in my cup. I had not done the prep work, and the ball showed up. And sometimes the ball looks like somebody bumping up against you. It sometimes looks like difficulty and pain. It sometimes can look like a diagnosis. What are you carrying in your cup between your ears? What are you carrying in your consciousness? What are you carrying in your heart, in your soul, in your life? This is the question of the day. That's the prep work. That's the vision lived first in mind, in cup, in consciousness, before all hell breaks loose. And I cannot blame all hell breaking loose on anybody else. I need to take personal responsibility. And that's where I am with what's going on with the world today. Put love in your cup. Put compassion in your cup. Put kindness. Put strength and determination. None of those things mean that you just remain mute. They mean that you're able to respond with love, because that's what's spilling out of your cup. And what I love is what's happening on the planet. There is a solution to it. I'm carrying, let's say that Shirley bumps into me in the hallway. She's carrying a cup of anger. I'm carrying a cup of anger. We bump into each other, and we have different ideas, and we both spill anger onto the floor. It's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. It's not, nothing changes. But could it be that if I'm carrying compassion, no matter how much anger is in Shirley's cup, it's all spilled and emptied, I can take a little bit and pour it into her cup? And this does not mean playing small. I want to get real clear. And I've been very active lately on Facebook because I'm no longer willing to say compassion alone is enough. It must be coupled with strength and honesty. But if I am reacting, if I am living a life only of reaction, I'm not prepared for it. Hate, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, is not going to solve anything except making us all blind. I must be living the world that when the news comes on, I know exactly how I'm going to behave. I'm going to come from the place of Godness, of love, of peace, and of harmony. And then I will respond with strength as the partner to that. So many people are living their spiritual practice merely as a first aid kit. Have you noticed that? I've got a first aid kit. It sits and it collects dust in the closet, in the bathroom. I don't really know what's in it. I don't know how to use it, but it's there, and it feels good to know that it's there. Something goes wrong. Something falls apart. There's a wounding. There's a reaction. There's a diagnosis. A crisis happens. Then, and only then, do I go running to the spiritual principles. Then and only then. Now, where is that thing? I don't know what I do with this. What is this? Anybody go to a first aid kit and you have no idea what it is? Well, most of us are contextualizing our spiritual life that way. Something bad happens, then and only then I run to the church. I run to the minister. I run to the friend with, help me, help, I need somebody. It's too late. There is no bank account. There is no relationship established. The prep work was not done. The vision had not been lived internally, and so we panic. And I'll go so bold as to say spirituality to an extent has become a convenience store. Convenience stores aren't going to save you when you bump into somebody. Convenience stores are not going to fill your cup with anything except coffee. And if you don't want to spill coffee, you better do something else and go to a different store. Likewise, when we dabble at a spiritual hobby, anybody ever have a spiritual hobby? I had it for many years of my life. Inevitably, some unforeseen good shows up on your doorstep. Here it comes. The good hits our world, and I'm not prepared to grab it with a mitt. It falls right through my fingers because I'm not poised and ready for what's coming out to right field because I was asleep. Anybody ever see somebody win the lottery only for a year later to be bankrupt? Clear example of the prep work was not done. The vision was not lived experience on the inside first. I've had many people come to my office and say, Reverend Richard, I want you to do my marriage and my wedding. I found the love of my life. And I realized that I would go ahead and do a wedding. And that was kind of ineffective because they'd be in my office a year later saying, can you help us get divorced? There was not a container. There was not a substance to it. It was a feel-good, pretty idea in a mitt. But there was not the work that needed to be done before the relationship. And so I've actually told a number of people you might want to wait 6 months. And you might want to do some internal work here. Not because I'm meddling, but because it is essential to sustaining the life that we're all creating. Yes? It's essential. You know, we go to a workshop. We're a New Thought people. We are workshop junkies. The next book study, and it feels so good, and we affirm, and we claim, and we write down, and we journal, and then a week later we put it into a drawer, and then it dies. And then it shows up a year later. And you go, oh, this is that dream that I had talked about, or we talked about in that workshop, right through your fingers. You're not poised. You're not ready. The ball in the 9th inning just came out to right field, and you don't have the container in order to hold it. Life is inevitably going to bring us to crossroads, moments of decision where we decide, do I go left? Do I go right? Do I go up, down, forward, back, be still, or take action? I've been at that crossroads a lot over the last 9 months. Well, the last 63 years, to be totally honest. But the last 9 months, I realized that I had a lot of stuff in my cup that I was not prepared when I got to the crossroads. What am I supposed to do here? That's not a problem of not knowing. It's a problem of a lack of preparation. I should know when that crossroad comes, should I go left or right? Should I go up or down? Should I take action or should I be still? My inability is a testimony to my inability of prep work. That means I need to get more active with my meditation and my prayer practice. There is a necessary relationship with the power that's been placed into our hands. This next slide, please. Let's read this together. Can you read that okay? I need glasses. I'm going to have to look this way. Together, there is a necessary relationship with the powers of the universe before life happens. It's a pretty idea. It's in my mitt, and it's a pretty idea. There was a moment in my life, the foster home I talked about, we had a big old backyard, and there was a perfect place for a deck. I was in my 20s. I'd never built anything in my life. But I had a vision. I'm going to go build a deck in the backyard. So I went and got a bunch of lumber. I just went immediately to lumber, nails, and a hammer, and I got my very first skill saw. Yeah, can you feel it already? No training, no understanding of the power that was in my hands. Now, a deck eventually got built. It cost me probably 3 times more than it should have cost me had I been more prepared. But it came this close to costing me the most precious thing I have, which is my ability to play piano. There was no prep work, skill saw. Nobody warned me. Nobody told me. I didn't do the study. There's a kickback on that sucker. And I came within millimeters of losing my fingers because of the prep work. Now, thank God I did not. But there is a necessary relationship with the power that has been placed into your hands, the God ability to manifest the world that we want, and we're bumping into each other. And we don't have the skill, the rehearsed, the practiced skill in order how to manage what's going on, and it is ugly. There is something called from right now of the humanity to be built. And now we're going to the skill saw trying to figure it out, and I think we're losing limbs. We're certainly losing our capacity to love. Don't wait till things fall apart to go to the first aid kit and know what's there. Don't wait till there's a moment to have a deck or till the ball's coming out in right field. It's too late. We must sustain, maintain the good when it shows up because we have sustained and maintained the good before it showed up. It's been lived within. Benjamin Franklin said this. The next quote, please. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. That's what happened when I went to build a deck. Let's read it together. By failing to prepare, you are preparing. Plain and simple, but let me go to Jesus. I got to go to Jesus. We are a unity church. He's our main guy. He said basically the same thing as Benjamin Franklin. Next quote, please. And by the way, do me a favor and we're shorthanded in the booth today, and Wes is doing quadruple duty up there. Michael always does quadruple duty. Let's read this together. This is from the Gospel of Matthew and Mark. Together, stay awake, for you know neither the hour or the day. The ball's coming to right field. You don't know when it's coming. You better be ready. And then in the Gospel of Luke, together, be dressed for action and have your lamps lit. Are you ready? Are you poised? Are you prepared? Are you prayed up? Are you meditated up? Or is your spiritual practice just a hobby and your mitt is full of pretty ideas? There is a really huge difference between reacting to life and creating a life. We are a movement of creating life, not reacting to life. And it's very important that we know that distinction. Our spiritual pathway and the principles are about creating and manifesting the life that we desire, not just reacting to it. Life is going to happen, good and challenging, and the ball's coming out to right field. The power is in your hands. One of my foster kids in that home, his name was Andy, one of my favorite. He was one of the best players on the team. He could hit a home run anywhere. But Andy was a very naive little kid. And we had one Christmas here in California where Andy wanted for Christmas, I want a snow sled. It had not snowed in the town in California for 35 years. But he wanted a snow sled. All the other kids made fun of Andy. But you know what? That's what the kid envisioned. That's what he was living into. He saw himself on the hill. We had no plans to go to the snow. I'm not a big snow guy, which is why I moved to Georgia and not Minnesota or Michigan. But he wanted a snow sled. Sorry, no offense. We were coming home over the hill. We lived in the mountains, and we were coming home from the church, which was about 45 minutes away. Christmas Eve service was beautiful and wonderful, and the kids were still ribbing Andy, and we get to the top of the mountain, coming over the other side to get home for Christmas Eve, and what starts to happen? Snow. Oh, well, it's not a big deal. It's just a little bit of snow. There were inches upon inches upon inches of snow that hit after 35 years of no snow in Boulder Creek, California. Guess who the most popular kid was on Christmas morning? And not only, Andy was also a very smart entrepreneur. He made a lot of money that day. He was the only kid who had a sled on Christmas morning, and everybody wanted to ride. That'll be a quarter. That'll be a quarter. That'll be a quarter. We lived on this massive hill, and it went right down into our driveway. It was perfect, and he was a popular kid. He was ready, he was prepared, and he was poised. I'm going to tell you that it's going to snow in your life. Some good, some not so good. It's going to snow. It may not be the last 2 weeks, but inevitably, if we are not prepared as a community for the difficulties when we bump into each other, when we bump into other religious organizations, when we bump into other political systems, when we bump into other emotional systems, we need to be prepared. It's going to snow. It is snowing, and it is icing over, and our hearts are icing over because we have not prepared the fires of the truth that we are living in and as. Basically, Andy's story is the same story of the farmer who went out every day. His crops needed rain, and he'd pray for rain, and he'd pray for rain, and he'd pray for rain. And then one day he invited his daughter, his little 6-year-old daughter, to come out, and she brought an umbrella. How many of us have the umbrella ready for what we are affirming, to what we are manifesting? Do we really believe that our faith is going to create the reality we are seeking? Absolutely, it must. The question has never been if. If there is an if question, you have a doubt. The question is, how ready are you when it shows up? Let's put, I think we have a slide for that. Do we have, Wes, another slide? Yep, let's read it together. The question is not if. The question is, how ready are you? A lot of us have affirmed the floodgates of goodness, the floodgates of health, the floodgates of prosperity, and all we have is a little thimble. And the floodgate comes, the snows come, and we're trying to catch the infinite universe, God expressing in the universe with a thimble or a child's bucket with a bunch of holes in it. The work that happens before the manifestation is more important. Vision must precede manifestation. Knowing, the lived experience on the inside must precede the manifestation. What does that look like in today's world? Here's my list, and I'm sure you can add to it. Next slide. There it is. Together, practice peace before conflict arises. Breathe that in for a second. I've practiced peace, so when Rusty and I bump into each other, I'm spilling peace and not spilling anger, not spilling divisiveness. Number 2, build savings before crisis hits. Thank God for Dave Ramsey. Took me 60 years to get there, but Dave Ramsey taught me that. I've got a bank account, financially and spiritually, that I draw from when all hell breaks loose. Number 3, have a bigger container. How big is your container? A thimble? Or is it a tire reservoir? Together, stay prayed up. Cultivate compassion before offense. Ooh, that one. There you go. I was spilling coffee everywhere. I was spilling everywhere anger because I have not been practicing and cultivating compassion in my cup before somebody offended me. Boom, reaction. Stay awake in right field. Although the one before that together, learn skills before opportunity knocks. You might want to look at a class or look at the manual of how to use a skill saw. of how to handle the good that God wants for you before it shows up. And the last one, tend your inner life before the outer world demands something you're not ready to do. I'm going to invite the band to come back up. And as we say, tinkle a little bit. We are in Black History Month. And I think that Black History Month, we would be remiss not to mention it and to know that what we've just talked about is everything that the African American, the people of color, have lived in this nation forever and ever and are still living to a degree. Black history is living proof that everything is created twice. Long before freedom was written into any of our laws, it was written into consciousness. It was lived first on the inside. Long before equality showed up in our systems, it lived in the songs. It lived in the sermons, the prayers, and the dreams of a people that would not be put down. Long before justice was visible, it was envisioned. Dr. King famously said this quote. Do we have that up there? I'll read it for you. Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. That's a spiritual principle. I don't know point Z. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that I am ready. I am now ready. I'm living it. I'm living the freedom before it shows up. That's faith. That's living into the vision before the evidence arrives. The spirituals that were sung by enslaved people were not nostalgia. That's the easy cop-out. They were blueprints. They were blueprints for creation and possibility. They sang freedom before freedom existed. They trained our souls to expect deliverance in a world that was absolutely structured against it. And when the ball came out to right field, they were ready. Howard Thurman, mystic and theologian, wrote this: "The dream must be nourished with faith and determination until it becomes a living fact." That is the first creation. It must be nourished in mind and heart before it becomes a living fact. Black history shows us that preparation is not a privilege. Preparation is just not something you do as a privilege. It is survival. And the human race, the American dream and vision, it's not just a privilege. It is our very survival. The world needs what we do here in this room now more than ever. It needs the work done by every individual in this room now more than ever. Vision was not a luxury, it is a lifeline. People of color didn't just hope for change, they prepared themselves to be the container, to be the people who could carry it, and they're still wanting more and more because it's getting bigger. We've come a long way, baby, but we got a long way to go. Dr. King absolutely knew this truth when he said, "I have a dream." Let us notice that he didn't say, "I have a complaint." He didn't say, "I have a reaction." He said, "I have a dream. I have a vision." This is the first creation. And that vision held, rehearsed, preached, sung, marched, and embodied became the bridge between what was and what could be. And hopefully on this Black History Month 2026, between what was, what is, and what will be. I'm telling us all, we need to be ready and to examine where we're spilling coffee all over the floor. Examine what's coming out when we bump up against each other or when we watch the news. The ball's coming to right field. You have a skill saw in your hand. Be so familiar with it that when the bumping happens, that love pours out. That we gather at the altar of love no matter what. We gather at the altar of love when we speak out and we say, "This is not okay. This will not happen on my watch." But let love lead, not anger, not hate. Because when hate leads, that skill saw is going to cut much more than a few fingers. It's going to cut the very fabric of the human race and the oneness that we teach and that we believe. I hope that you will keep these in mind throughout all of Black History Month, but keep it in mind when you leave this place and you're somewhere having lunch with somebody and somebody says something that's irritating to you. Maybe the rehearsal we've done here in these brief moments in these seats will be bubbling up in such a way that the healing is absolutely begun. I claim it, I see it, I know it, and I allow it to be. And so it shall be. Amen.
Amen. I love that our mission statement directly ties into that last part of letting love lead. Love has to lead. Because, let's say it together, because we are a loving community of spiritual seekers who celebrate diversity, acceptance, and oneness. So as we're moving into offering time, and that is also a place where love leads. Every gift that we give is given with love. We know that there's so many different ways to give, and no way is better than the other. It's all individual. There are baskets in the back if you'd like to place your gift in that, and an usher will be there with a smile, ready to receive your love gift. You can use technology by using the app, going on the website. There are so many different ways to give, and we appreciate each and every gift. So in advance, let us claim our prosperity and our abundance by saying our offering blessing together. The slide is coming up. Let's give Wes a second.
I'll go ahead and say it. If you know it, say it with me.
We are so blessed. We are so prosperous. And it is our great pleasure to share our blessings and to share our prosperity. And in the giving, the entire world is blessed. Thank you, God. Please, let's lift our voices in song as we sing our offering song together. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so blessed. We are definitely blessed to have Reverend Richard leading our next song.
You know, we've been working to save a little bit of money around here, and we're working very hard on it, and that's going to be part of what we're talking about at the meeting that's going to happen after the service. But with that note, you get the free singer, and that's the minister. But it's the free singer. It's everybody here in the room. I'm going to invite you to take these words and to make a joyful noise and to sing them with me. I wrote this song back when I was a foster parent in my 20s. I haven't done it for a very long time, but it was the vision I held for those kids, the vision I held for the life that we were creating together. I invite you to join me in singing these words. I've got a vision for my life. I've got a vision, I'm feeling alright. I'm looking at the world with brand new eyes, the 2020 vision of the mind. I've got a vision for my life. I've got a vision of truth. Come on, I need a little clapping. I got a vision and a new attitude. I close my eyes, let miracles dance around me. When I open them up, they're reality. I've got a vision of truth. Discovering life's possibility. My life is a picture of ecstasy, and I welcome all challenges happily, for I can see perfectly the God in you and me. I've got a vision for the earth. Imagine, and you will find the powerful world of your mind. Believe in those pictures you see, and the images become real. Up on your feet, everybody. I've got a vision for my life. I've got a vision, so I'm feeling alright. I'm looking at the world with brand new eyes. The 2020 vision of the mind. I've got a vision for my life. Picture it, claim it, and sing. I've got a time like you mean it. I've got a vision for my life. I invite you to take that vision, to go, don't leave it in here, but take it out there and bump into everybody and spill love and kindness everywhere, because there will be peace on earth and it will begin with us. Join hands, join hearts, join intentions, join prayers, join spirits. The meeting will begin right after the song is done. You'll sign in and come back in. Together we sing. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on, raise them high, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. You are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. You are the love of God. The power of God protects us. You are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, raise him high. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever you are, God is there, because you are there. Now go be the light, go be the love. Have a blessed and beautiful week. We'll see you next Sunday.